Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Well, we're back. Welcome to episode 76 of the Field of Geeks podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Josh.
I'm
Paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah, I'm Steve.
I'm Mitch.
There you go.
And I'm Joey, I think.
Awesome. How's everyone been?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tired.
Tired?
But
Raven?
what?
Been raving?
Raven? Did you say Raven?
Yeah.
Speaking of ravens. No, I was just kidding. I was going to go into Game of Thrones, but
Oh, not yet.
All the glow sticks in your house, you're all out of
every
them.
every 2 minutes I'll be like, speaking of ravens, you guys no.
Three-eyed ravens.
Did everyone check out the eclipse?
No, it's on Netflix.
I did.
Is that the
Twilight's ahead of
Twilight eclipse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
Bella
about
chooses
outside.
Edward.
I was.
Oh, okay.
Bella chooses Edward. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
No, I looked at what I could because it was cloudy as hell over here. I just stayed at home. I think it would have been the same within like the area though.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Aren't you at work?
Yeah, we were working,
We
and
can
it
go
was
outside at
cloudy,
work.
but I mean, it was. I don't know, man.
I saw it.
In my advanced years, I've seen like 16 of these now. So
What was the first one like?
the first one, well, this is back on the Paleolithic era.
Oh, wow.
did it appear
What a
as
view.
Yeah, it
gray
was not
and
bad.
black?
This was actually the comet that killed the dinosaurs.
That's right. It was exactly.
Were you
the
guys trying to
meteorite.
throw spears at the moon? Like,
Oh. Yeah, we didn't know what to do. Yeah, we were just grunting and hitting stones on walls and, on different...
Ooh, why are they angry at each other?
Almost.
Nick
pretty
Cage
much.
was probably there, right?
He was there.
Yeah, he's immortal.
Everyone get your glasses on.
Trying to steal
The
the, sun.
rocks. No, I saw it. It was awesome. I don't know. Did you see it, Mitch?
I did.
Really cool.
I was home sick because I had way too much fair food on Sunday.
Just be honest. You took it off to see the eclipse.
No, I really didn't. I woke up with the cold shakes. Too much grease.
Sounds like you've been to the fair then.
Yeah, too much grease will do
Confirmed.
something to your body that's not supposed to happen. So, yeah, something like that too. So I had these glasses and I actually watched it. I laid on the ground and
Outside?
yeah, I was that bad. So here I am staring up and I'm watching it and all that stuff. And I take off the glasses for a split second when the clouds would go over it. And yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I thought, because the last time when it happened, I was in elementary school. It was, I think it was 7th grade, and we had shop class at that point, so we actually had welding glasses that we could hold up and
Oh, right.
were a lot easier to use than those like 3D kind of
Right.
glasses. Not to say that these glasses weren't bad or anything, but it was a lot easier to use. But it was cool to watch. I wish I could have seen it without the cloud cover because I bet it would have gotten darker.
Yeah.
Because you know how clouds kind of bounce off light. But yeah, it was cool. It was weird to feel like it was 6 o'clock at night, but it was noon.
Yeah.
You know,
That was weird. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, bloop, an hour later, it's full sun.
I thought I'd be kind of freaked out when I saw it, but I just
Yeah.
was taken back. Like, this is amazing. This is so cool. I didn't get any superpowers. Kind of bummed out about that. Did you guys have any abilities to fly?
I'm blind now and I'm Daredevil, so
oh,
yeah,
wow.
that's
That's
pretty cool.
That's cool.
What would happen?
Like,
is-
watch this. Mitch is right next to me.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, if this were to happen in the Marvel universe or DC universe, more likely DC, would Superman lose his powers for like that brief hour that we had?
No.
He's like a charged battery. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
at night, he doesn't lose his powers.
Well, there's still UV rays. Does he get it from the UV rays? His powers?
It doesn't really specify.
We don't
that.
know.
It's just the
We
sun
don't know.
that powers him.
Yeah.
So, Can
Can Superman get tan?
Can what?
Can Superman get tan?
Oh yeah, he sure can. He wears a lot of sunscreen though. SPF 62 million.
That's how he affords to live. He has
Right.
stock and all those. Yeah. It's great.
You just see his mom just like smishing on the. He's like, Mom, shut up.
Mom, I gotta go. Lex is at it again.
Overweight Superman.
Wait a second. Isn't
Wouldn't that be great if like he
Tries to
didn't
jump.
if he didn't wear enough sunscreen, like he would just take in all the energy of the sun and just become like super fat. He's like, oh god, I forgot,
like an overcharged battery?
like Violet from Willy Wonka.
And
He
then
gets
he
fused to his own cape.
Yeah,
like his UV.
is that plastic, man?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, speaking of Superman, we're going to be talking a lot of DC, EU stuff. A lot of,
Oh yeah,
super.
a lot of, tugging with the emotions the last few weeks, just back and forth about this is going to happen, this isn't going to happen. It's a huge mess. We're going to also recap Defenders and Game of Thrones. So with that, Steve, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so, if you've been reading up on the Batman movie coming up, is it going to be in the DCEU? Is it not? Is
it even happening?
Is it going to happen? Is Ben Affleck going to be Batman still or not? How many times do we have to confirm that Ben Affleck is going to stay as Batman before?
the man did it himself.
Right, he did it himself, yet every 3 weeks we have to bring this up. Well, unless he's confirming it daily on Twitter, then we just can't believe it.
We just need to get him an app that like allows him to check in. Like, yeah, I'm still Batman.
Right.
He should have a Twitter
So he
page
needs-
just dedicated to that. Yes, still Batman.
He needs the Ron Howard app that he's
Yeah.
using on Han Solo right now.
Right.
He's taking pictures every day, and yeah. Well, I think it's because, he did clear it up, but everyone is trying to read cryptic words these days, like read more into things, and maybe they're not reading more into it. Maybe that's just the way it is, but I don't know, because of course we have the Casey Affleck thing, but I was okay with not talking about that. I only brought it up recently because of this whole Matt Reeves thing.
Yeah.
Casey Affleck.
Yeah, he was interviewed and he said, "Oh, I don't think Ben's doing that." And then he was like, "Oh,
It was like a throwaway
Maybe I'm
thing.
wrong. I don't know."
It was like a throwaway thing, and like the guy in charge of the podcast even took it as a joke.
Oh,
And Casey was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know."
yeah, because if you do if you put the transcript out there, it's like, oh my gosh, because you don't
Right.
get that,
And no one
yeah.
knows the context
Right.
and all that stuff. And
It's like, this is a huge deal. I don't think they would put it in the hands of Casey Affleck. Nothing against Casey Affleck, but he's only Ben's brother, so it's not like he.
Well, he's not involved with
I
the
love that he's
project.
Yeah,
won-
exactly.
Yeah.
I love that he's won an Oscar, but now he's just still Ben's brother.
But like
He'll never get out of that
but
limelight.
he's nothing to be like. Oh yeah, you have the clearance to tell people if Ben's
Yeah.
gonna be Batman still.
Yeah.
Well, and if he would have shared that with his brother, I would think you'd tell him like, "Hey, don't say anything."
And he would know better than to say anything.
Right.
Totally. I mean, come on. And, number one, people are always looking for things that they shouldn't be looking for. They read more into things that they should, and
That was the problem with Batman vs Superman.
yeah.
They looked into the trailer and they're like, "Ooh, Bizarro's going to be in it. This guy, that guy, blah blah blah." And then it's like, "Oh, it was only like core people." I'm disappointed.
Well, that's the thing about YouTube. It's like everyone's got a voice now. I mean, we do too, right? But we try to report what's accurate. And yeah, we bring up like suspicions and concerns. Like it's just
Yeah, but we're also not
Right.
hitting our heads against the wall,
this is
and-
happening for sure.
and
What does it all
feeding into
mean?
that controversy stuff, you know what I mean?
I know. And that's why I didn't
It's-
want to bring up the Casey
yeah.
thing, but because of the Matt Reeves thing recently.
Is
Right.
Ben Affleck dead? No, he's still in the. He's dead.
No, he is dead. He died this morning.
Whoa.
Oh man.
There you go,
Just
internet.
now, Steve.
Well, the
Also, speaking of breaking news,
Yeah.
Joss Whedon is canceling Justice League. It's over.
Yep, yeah, I heard that too. That's
Oh really?
crazy.
I thought he's renamed it to like Avengers 5. or
Avengers,
something.
Age of DC.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a better title.
Yep.
I like that.
I
And
like
it's
it.
rated G, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Boobs.
good.
Some animated shots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say rated G or rated B?
I said G.
Okay.
Speaking of G, Game of Thrones.
Not yet.
Dang it.
Ooh, smooth segue.
All right, Steve. Sorry, you can.
No, that's fine. I mean, and one of the other things people were talking about is will the Batman movie be set in the current universe or will it not? And that's been cleared up that it is. I mean, Reeves couldn't have been more clear in his clarification that it is absolutely. So my prediction is, and then the next 3 or 4 weeks we're going to hear this again. It's the same thing with the Affleck
I
stuff.
give it a week.
Yeah, they're just
Slow
people are
news day.
poking. Yeah.
This is why I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about this. This is why I don't like the term DC Extended Universe, because I knew something like this was going to happen, to where they say it and then so he said it's not part of the DC Extended Universe because he doesn't want it. Like, they don't want it to be. It's just going to be
There's no cameos.
Yeah.
That's basically what he meant. They're not going to have all
It's
these
not going to be
people
like
come in
it's not going to be like Captain America where
Right.
Black Widow was in it. It's just going to be Batman with, Batman characters,
Yes.
maybe a mention of like, oh yeah, Superman, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like extended, like when people say DC Extended Universe, they don't think of the movie universe. They think of like the entire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's why I thought it should have been called like the DCU or DC.
Yeah, I agree with that.
CU.
Yeah.
They don't want to copy Marvel. I think that's why.
Well,
They,
and I get that to a degree too,
it
but
wasn't my call, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why. Because
I mean, even DCCU, that would have been cool. DCCU.
ooh, hey,
You can take it, WB. I don't care.
hey, I think they
$10
need our
million.
help. I think we actually had some great ideas last week.
Yeah.
Listen to the previous show after you listen to this, of course. But
Plug.
yeah, yeah, no, seriously, these studios, like, they're not run by creators. It seems it's just like businessmen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
holy
and-
shit, they don't know what they're doing.
Well, it's all people,
Yeah.
way older than us. Well, maybe as old as Steve.
Well, I've been listening.
Oh, glad you
Oh.
said that, not me.
No, but
I can't argue with that. I
Yeah.
mean, there's really no.
that wasn't like, oh, Steve's old. I was just like, I mean, yeah, he's older than us.
to understand what positions they are in. I mean, it's stressful. I think, they are constantly like, oh, that's a great idea. Can't do it because there's so much pressure. Like, I mean, there's a lot of turnaround. It's
They're just worried about what's going to make the most money.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
so that they've been their own bad guys. And,
exactly.
I mean, you see what happened with Suicide Squad. Still, I don't think it was a bad movie. It could have been better, and it could have been handled better by the company.
I think, yeah, if they didn't have a trailer company cut the movie, that would have been much better because there's just shots. You're like, where are we? Like,
Yeah.
I'm lost.
And
What's going
now,
on?
apparently, David Ayer is out of...
Entirely?
yeah, I think he was replaced... Last I read, he was replaced by someone for the...
For Suicide Squad 2, you're talking?
No, I think it was for... It
Gotham City Sirens?
was like a Harley Quinn spinoff or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard mixed things on that. Like, he was
But see,
saying
this
bad
is-
things about him, but then he turned around and said, hey, it's just like, we're just so...
But see, this is the problem. Like, there's no news source that we can be like, they're telling the absolute truth. And we can't do that anymore. We can just say, I heard from this
well, even
place now.
well, and the truth might actually be like, yeah, they are constantly changing their minds. Like, these higher up news sources have people who work in these industries and stuff, and they're getting word from them. So it's probably constantly like back and forth. So it's just a damn mess. It's just not,
Or how much can we troll people to keep our name out there?
Yeah.
I believe about
That too.
10% of what I read.
right.
Anytime I read an inside source,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 anymore, just because of the highest percentage of stuff just not being true. Yeah, it does. It means nothing to me. You know what I
Yeah, it's
mean?
all about like, if we're right, we're gonna.
If I see, John Smith from Warner Brothers says, it's like, okay, well, what's this guy do? And, what kind of weight is attached to that? But, I can say, inside sources showed that Donald Trump's head exploded this morning. It was hilarious.
He did look at the eclipse directly with glasses,
there's the definition of a free country where we're just that stupid that we're just going to go ahead and look up at the eclipse with our bare eyes. I mean, what an idiot.
Hey,
I have the
science
best
is a
eyes.
myth.
Everybody knows it. My eyes
It's the best. They're the
my
best
eyes are
ever.
perfect.
It's huge. It's the
You're all
best
gonna
thing ever.
you're all gonna pay for my eye surgery.
So,
I'm gonna be Daredevil.
I'm just going to throw this out here as a possible reason why we're getting so much fluff from the studios,
yeah.
from actors. And I think it really starts with the Dark Knight campaign, how viral that went, how much they used the Joker with their marketing. And I think that showed these huge studios that you can garner a lot of attention around a specific movie if you do something like that. So then all of a sudden you see these things popping up here about different stories. You see that these actors are now using the media to get what they want back with the studio. So I'm not blaming The Dark Knight for that. I'm just saying that I think that they found that you can do more with the media than what you used to be able to. And I think that really opened it up for everybody.
Well, like anything that's a hit, I remember at the time, they're like, oh, we want to do this with Man of Steel, and people are like, wait a minute, Superman's not a dark character.
No.
So it's like, I get what there's like, it's a winning formula. Let's just keep repeating it. To Marvel's credit, they didn't jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because they don't want to be, listed as copying or whatever. But
I still think that the Dark Knight's viral campaign was probably one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. And
I mean,
it was great. It was great.
It was, and then you'd literally go to these places that the Joker had, and they had like little gifts here,
Right.
little things there, and you had to complete a mission based off the Joker, and then you went to watch the movie, and the first opening scene, he smashes a pencil on a guy's head. I mean,
Yeah.
I went to the grand opening
Spoilers.
of that. Oh, it's been God, how many years?
Almost 10.
Yeah. So that means that somebody born that long ago is 10 years old now. God.
Good job, Mitch.
Yeah. I do good math.
He was terrified of the pencil trick.
Yes. Yeah. No, I just remember everybody just like gasps, like, wow, they finally did something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly
The
like
audience
that.
we were in, actually, we applauded and
Oh, yeah.
laughed. And it was like, probably you should have done any of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
during the pencil part?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember
The minute that happened, it was like, this guy is the Joker.
Yeah,
He's
it's just
done
like
it.
all of a
Even though
sudden
we
the
knew it
Joker.
already.
I just
but
I just sank back in my chair. I was like, oh shit.
It's like, it's okay, Joe. Shut up. Got 2 more hours with this movie.
Yeah.
No,
You're
but it's
You're
like,
like choking me. I was like, I'm fine. You're like,
you're ruining it. No, but it's like, yeah, that was a great movie. Not every story should be adapted like that movie.
No.
And I know I'm going separate from what you're talking about,
Yeah,
the
and I'm
marketing
sorry.
campaign. No, it's fine. But yeah, they had a great campaign. And I think you got to find a way to do that with every movie if there's a need for it. You don't want to just be like Spy
Yeah.
Kids 5, go find Johnny's, whatever his name is. Go
you
find
you don't want to do Spy Kids anymore at all.
No,
Ever.
no, you
Please don't
don't. You
redo
don't.
Spy Kids.
No.
Please just don't make any more.
What if
Spy
they do
Kids.
what if they do like a Power Rangers reboot of Spy Kids?
Oh yeah,
No,
no.
please no.
Make it super dark. Anyway, I know we got off on tangent.
Enough
there, but,
Antonio Banderas.
Or you could just repackage it entirely, call it Spy Kids, and these are kids that have been abducted and then brainwashed into being
Oh my God, that'd be an
spies.
awesome drama. Yeah, they work for the Russian mafia now.
Sadly, it might be true.
Who knows?
The more you know. Anyway,
I'm not going to tell you what my activation word is because I don't want to have to go crazy in here.
spring shot.
Right.
Mission report.
Greenbrier.
The restaurant Johnson.
A&E party dip.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what?
Yeah.
What's yours, Joe?
Smash
What is
burger.
it? What are we talking about?
Your activation name. What's your? Just have fun with
If
it.
you were
For Spy Kids?
For anything.
Yeah, just
Antonio Banderas. He was a dad in Spy Kids. But he would have to be the one to say he would have to be the one to say my activation, and like I would never be activated because he's just like Antonio Banderas,
right.
and they're like, what is he saying? Is he saying his own name? What is he talking about?
So stay away from any entertainment shows when they have him come on because you'll be like, I'm activated. I gotta
Antonio,
go.
oh my god!
Or, anytime you hear the word and, your programming is you have to kill somebody.
Oh, jeez. Could you imagine reading an email and just like flipping out like multiple
Man,
times?
Yeah. You have a whole office full of people.
Just use the ampersand. That's what I say. Just, please, if you're gonna email me, use the ampersand.
I will
Or else I
say,
might have to kill people.
Again, WB, feel free. Just maybe give us a little credit.
yeah.
Back the truck up. Get some money.
Spy Kids, Electric Boogaloo.
Directed by Joey Marino.
So the last thing that I have to say on this whole
Yeah.
DCU thing is I'm going to use an article as an example. And so I don't know who Charles Pullum Moore is from Gizmodo, but
Nice plug.
yeah, he's a moron. So here's the title of the article. At this point, it seems like Warner Brothers is trying to ruin DC's cinematic universe. Now let's look at some of the things
Off
in the
to a
first.
good start.
Yeah, right. So,
Very optimistic.
on Wednesday evening, news broke that Warner Brothers may have scrapped what was once meant to be a Gotham Sirens film centered on Harley Quinn and a squad of Gotham's other iconic female villains. Definitely reported was that the studio was fast-tracking a Joker and Harley film written and directed by the team behind Crazy Stupid Love. And then it gets better. Earlier this week, another report made the rounds explaining that Warner Brothers is moving forward with a standalone Joker film with Scorsese. The The strategy for this film, described by some, would have it set outside of the continuity. This decision would allow for another actor to play. See, there's no facts in any of this stuff.
It's all personal
If
opinion.
you read this is just...
Oh yeah.
If this was on paper, I'd take a leak on it. But it's on my phone, and I like my phone.
Is
so
some
I'm-
the name of some guy?
Is your
Yeah,
phone is your phone water resistant?
My iPhone 7 is.
Oh, well then, here, Mitch, let me
pull,
have
pull out the article.
Yeah, please. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that you read all the time.
Yeah.
And it's blisteringly stupid.
That's been my problem since they showed the Deathstroke like test footage or whatever.
Was that real though, or was that fake? The test footage.
I think that was real.
It was Ben Affleck posted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just
But like, so he posted that, and then like 2 hours later, I think it was like the Hollywood Reporter or the Wrap or whatever. Either one, they suck. I don't know if they're listening. Probably not. I hate them. But they were
We're really gaining a lot of friendships.
They jumped on this Deathstroke will be the main villain in the Batman movie, and it's like, okay, let's see how they know this. It's like people that we know close to the project say it's like,
Yeah.
oh nope.
Anybody can make this stupid crap up. I see these article headlines, and all it is just ridiculous. Everyone wants their stupid voice. I'd prefer to have facts if I'm going to talk about what's happening with a movie, know? Otherwise, it's complete speculation. You can do what if all day. There's some fun to that. But when you're trying to report it as news, you should put your own head in a microwave and see if you can just cook that sucker for like 18 minutes.
I know, it's
straight.
like I almost just rather everyone shut up for 3 months and then we get our facts straight, and then you can report it.
Right.
But it's like, oh, we gotta, it's the internet. We gotta get out there with our message, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. It's kind of like the movie The Paper. I mean, this is tangent, but when Glenn Close is like, I'm gonna print that story, and Keaton's like, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like it could be wrong tomorrow. It's
And then
like,
she
no,
kills-
because we're gonna be wrong.
And then she kills all the Dalmatians.
Yes.
Yeah. You've never seen the
Yeah,
movie.
I think the biggest- The biggest problem
Deville.
with all this is
Drunk Uncle, everybody.
the biggest problem with all this is that nobody holds these people accountable.
Yeah.
After they put out this stuff, nobody says, no, you were wrong. Write an article about why. And that's the way that the media used to do. They used to do retractions. They used to say, I'm sorry we reported on this incorrectly. This is a real facts.
Yeah. Well, and this stuff is purposeful. That's the thing.
Yeah.
People are sitting in rooms, saying, well, how can we clickbait the shit out of this? And, it's
I mean, I think
moronic.
comicbook.com is the epitome of, like, you can edit out the names that I'm saying later if you want, but it's the epitome of, like, I can't trust their stuff anymore. Because it used to be called Superhero Feed, and it was like, it was just one guy, and he got whatever scoops he could. If he couldn't get a scoop, he didn't tweet about it. He was just like, oh, I don't know about that right now. But if he did get a scoop, he'd be like, this is going to happen as of right now. This is in stone. But now it's like, oh, let's set out these articles as quick as we can.
Yeah.
And then they sent out one that was like Ben Affleck officially out as Batman, and people started like jumping on that train. And then they were
During the San Diego Comic-Con.
yeah, and then
It's
they
such a bummer to hear
retracted that article without saying sorry. It's just like, oh nope, we just made a mistake, but we're not going to say anything about it.
I mean, I talked to Steve that Friday before, they had their panel that weekend, and I was so bummed. I was like, this sucks.
That's just I can't buy into it anymore.
It's just unless I hear it from Jeff Johns or the actual stars themselves, then you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just hearsay.
But we also have a double-edged sword here, because sometimes when leaks happen like this, where they're hearsay or they have some things that may be true, it spurs change. We have the Deadpool test footage. Somebody leaked it, and it went viral, and it changed the studio's mind on making the movie.
Yeah, we know who leaked it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit different. You
Yeah,
know.
I get it. I mean, but yeah, in the leaks that are truthful, they do have more, backing for the sources. And yes, they did throw it out there really quickly.
I don't feel like we're talking about the leak specifically.
There is good and bad to
I
it.
feel like we're just talking about the websites that say they have like a scoop or a leak,
Yeah,
and then
comic book news, comic book resources
Yeah.
is the absolute antichrist as far as reporting anything accurate.
Yeah.
It's
probably because they have all these sponsors, and they're like, "Oh, we got to make news." And
you know what? Comic book resources in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. I mean, they were awesome. I mean, I lived on that site forever. And now you read it, and it's just
Well, because now we're spoiled. Now we have more comic book movies than we've ever had.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
And
just
they're competing with other sites.
Yeah.
It's just,
Cinematical was a great website until HuffPo bought them out and tore them apart. I mean, they had some.
we should make a fake one, like a fake comic book, like not like an off-brand, but just like a.
just want to have fun.
But all we show once a day is the clip where Batman is in the shower from BVS. And it's just Ben Affleck's butt. It's just like leaked photo of Ben Affleck's butt.
Well, just
Maybe
pay
for
to
just
post
like a year and a half.
Can we
Right.
Photoshop the tattoo idea we had with Thomas and Martha Wayne on each cheek?
Yes.
Like kissing.
That would be
morbid.
awesome.
That'd
but
be
no,
funny, just
but
have
no,
the site, yeah.
Then after a year and a half,
Oh,
we just
bullshit.
say, "Oh, sorry, that was fake," and then we delete our account.
I could for sure see Steve having fun with a fake site like that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I just heard today
Yeah.
that Daredevil, he's
Is
gonna
blind.
he's gonna become Batman, and and Penguin's gonna be in it.
99% of my writing is sarcastic, you know, and that's why I do it. It's
Breaking
Great.
scoop: Jessica Jones is dead.
shaves her head.
Wrong when it comes to her opinion on coffee.
She does actually like Colombian decaffeinated coffee crystals.
Meth. Just keep adding to it.
Also, if you watch Luke Cage, you know that coffee is term for sex.
Oh.
Because whenever he says you want to get some coffee, it means sex.
How many people have tried that line out there in the world?
Yeah, I don't think that would work
Slap.
too much for.
Hey, you want to get some
for
coffee?
girls.
Pervert!
Why are you pulling your pants down? What? Nothing.
We're in the middle of Manhattan.
I said pumpkin spice latte, not.
My God. Well, I wanted to
Did
share
you say
something.
Blumpkin spice latte?
Well,
It's seasonal. It's seasonal.
Steve. It's all right.
it's a seasonal blend.
Did you did you happen to catch that Jeff Johns and James Gunn had fun with all this
Yeah.
misinformation?
Yeah, you know, and Jeff Johns, having exposure to him as long as I have, he's awesome.
He's a good
you
guy.
know, and he takes this stuff in stride. He does have some fun with it, and he doesn't go overboard either. You know, he's smart. You know, he does it well. He does have some fun with it, but the guy's awesome.
Yeah,
One of the 12 disciples of
He really is.
Lord Snyder.
Yeah.
I'll read. I'm gonna read some tweets real quick. That between James Gunn and Jeff Johns.
Do
was
it, you
after-
won't.
Huh?
Do it. You won't. No balls.
Matt Reeves. This is after Matt Reeves' statement about geez guys, calm down, and all that.
And then the bat emoji.
Bitches. That's what he said. Anyway, James Gunn said, I understand it. And then he said, I had the same misunderstanding many times. And then Jeff Johns was like, those are fighting words. And then James Gunn was like, yeah, I'm so happy with the choices you're making over there as well. Excited for you. Now is the part where we punch each other. And Jeff Johns is saying, misinformation on the internet, impossible.
Yeah.
Also, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is out right now, everybody. So
It is out to buy.
And we're sponsored by Guardians of the Galaxy
We
2. Here's
are.
a clip.
cue the music video. That's awesome. I don't know if you've seen
Just play
that.
a fart noise.
Brought to you by Pizza Hut.
I didn't
Pizza
know it was
Hut's
out.
extra
Knowing
grease.
that, sounds like a red box.
Dude, go see it.
Yeah.
There's a Guardians Inferno music video they did.
Yeah,
It's like retro 70s.
With David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, it's so good.
that's nice.
My kids love it too. I just kept watching it because it's just
To that Twitter conversation, I really liked when I think it was Jeff Johns and Zack Snyder back when I think
that's
Snyder
right.
was still directing.
Yep.
Before he dropped out, and the runtime had been put on IMDb for some reason because it was like that's their placeholder for movies. Like they put like 170 minutes or something.
was it
and
accurate? Just to sorry,
What?
look that up. Do you remember if it was accurate or not?
What?
The runtime? IMDb
No, it hasn't been
used?
revealed yet.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I'm
No. They their placeholder is always like kind of around the same. It's like
Okay.
170 minutes or
gotcha.
whatever.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Because like they're thinking that this is going to be an epic film that's going to last whatever like 3 hours or whatever.
Don't make plans for the day, everyone.
But like that's just IMDb. They weren't like this is fact. But then people saw that and they were like this is fact. And then they jumped on that. And then Jeff Johns was like I think it was Jeff Johns, but he was like kind of disappointed that it's only 170 minutes. He's like, what about you, Zach? And he's like, yeah, didn't I tell you I screened it for IMDb first? I should have told you. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean the ultimate takeaway from this is like we just don't know until they come forward with and we see the trailer. Sadly, it's like it's really a prediction game, and it can be fun, but it also can be very misinforming, and then you lose your cred. People are not going to take you seriously. Like, I've lost a lot of cred for sites, and I just used to. I share them on our page right away, but now I got to read into it.
Yeah.
And like, okay, how true is this?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's brief, and that really raises suspicions.
Well, they really fill it with. I've noticed they fill it with. They'll have like maybe a paragraph on it, and then they'll say, like, if it's about Justice League, it'll be like Justice League is about blah blah blah, and they'll give like a rundown of Justice League. It's like, no, don't fill an article with it.
Right.
That's
what
bad.
I really hate is when they have okay, so the first story comes out by whatever company, right? And then all of a sudden somebody changes the words just so little, and it's the same damn story.
Yeah.
It's like freaking be original here.
Just retooled it.
And it's clickbait every single time. And you have to click next page, and it's like maybe one sentence.
Yeah.
Then you get that
Those
virus.
people should be shot. Seriously.
Another thing I was going to say was with the Joss Whedon coming on board now, and people are saying like, oh, reshoots are going to change the tone. Gal Gadot actually, I think, gave a statement saying that it was he's really just fine tuning the movie. Like, he's not really changing the tone. Like, the reshoots aren't ruining anything. Like, it's still Zach's vision. So that's just yet another thing that people read into a little too much, and then it gets blown out of proportion.
I actually did read an article last week. It's the guy playing Cyborg's dad, and he did mention that the studio wanted to make it lighter. That's what he heard.
Yeah.
And so it's possible that
that was from the start, though. They said that before the movie was even being made. Mm-hmm. They said they want to go for a lighter tone, but they always did.
Well, he said that they've been seeing test screenings, like this was recent, and they've changed Cyborg's character a lot. Like, instead of making it so
to character
dramatic, they're kind of making it more light. Because I think Zach wanted to portray him accurately. He's a man trying to figure out, what am I? Am I a machine or am I human? So, but also it's like, it's not a complete product, so Whedon, I'm sure the reshoots are helping just, and he's got to make the calls on reshoots too. It's not like Zach's got notes for these reshoots, so, Whedon might put his little touch on it, and they seem to be extensive because of the whole, Henry Cavill situation with his mustache. They got CGI.
How are they going to digitally remove a mustache?
They're going to have to
you can do that easily.
make it green or
Oh, really?
something. I don't know. I want to see those pictures of him in a costume with a mustache.
I saw one.
80s Superman.
Yeah.
Didn't I send it to you guys?
Yeah,
I
but I
did.
thought that was just a photoshopped. No?
No, that's the real deal.
But anyway, I wanted to mention this. The reason why he had to keep that mustache is because he was filming Mission Impossible 6. And his character got the mustache, so Paramount's like, you cannot shave the mustache, because I guess...
It's a nice looking mustache, to be honest.
Yeah, he's rocking it. He's Magnum P.I. style. But
very thick.
Tom Cruise got injured recently on the set. Jumped from building to building. It looked like it really hurt.
Yeah.
Like he collapsed. I'm sure it was hard for him to admit that he had pain, but
Well, Scientology will help him fix that.
Right.
they prayed over
His
his
E
leg.
meter is hurting right now, but he'll bounce back.
Yeah.
There's no body thetans around him in any way, shape, or form when it happened, so he'll be totally fine.
Yeah.
He's a god.
Right.
And
Every day he wakes up with the pain, and he's just like, cut! He thinks he's in a movie all the time.
I've seen a crazy rumor
Please
right now.
cut!
It's kind of something to have fun with, but they're saying he wears like a butt pad, like it gives him a perfect form shape.
Oh,
butt.
that was in Valkyrie, because it was like for one... Somebody tweeted that as
Who
a
knows?
joke. And
It's
people,
Hollywood. I don't.
Again, blowing stuff out of proportion.
You said
Way to go,
blowing.
Twitter. Damn it, Mitch.
Yeah.
But the reason why I mentioned that was since Cruise is going to be out for I think they're going to delay production for 3 weeks. I think that's plenty of time for Cavill to shave and grow it back. So we'll
Well, how
see.
long does it take you, Steve?
His
to grow a
mission?
mustache?
He grew that yesterday.
Yeah,
overnight.
say, you were
clean
clean
shaven
shaven.
yesterday.
Holy crap! He's Wolverine.
Cavill's
He's got
mission.
Chuck Norris abilities.
He can
Cavill's
shave here and just have a cigar in your
I
mouth
wish I
all the
could
time.
grow hair on the top of my head, like it comes out on my
Well,
face.
as you lose it up here, it
It
starts
just-
coming.
yeah.
I got ear hair. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, why
it's
not
great.
this? Why not just grow your face hair out, right? And then just comb it back.
Grow your face hair out. You sounded like you were 6. Why don't you grow your face hair out?
I'll just start combing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could look,
Gel,
you
keep
know,
it in place.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that Henry
Little holes for
Cavill?
your eyes and
little
your
holes for
nose.
the eyes.
you'd be like the ultimate Italian.
You look like a wolf man.
like opened up curtains on the eyes.
Yeah.
You know, just that whole.
And then when you're done, you can just close them.
Put those bow tie things they have for beards now on there. Yeah.
I hope we edit all of this out.
Yeah, we might. I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Cavill's mission, should he choose to accept it, is to shave the mustache and then grow it back by the time they're ready to film.
Boom.
Dun 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 dun.
That would only give him like a week of actual shooting ability, though.
And action. Scroll back. Hurry.
Dun dun dun.
You know, like everyone is going to be locked to the screen when it comes out. Like,
Oh yeah.
is that the scene where they took it out? I see.
It's like in Fast and Furious 6 when
Is he dead yet?
no. Paul Walker wasn't dead at that
Oh,
point.
right. I forgot.
But no,
7.
there's a part where the Rock. There's a part where the Rock was on the phone with like the rest of the team, and he's like driving at night, and then he just doesn't have any facial hair, like he's just completely gone. And I noticed at the first viewing, I was like, he just had a goatee in the last scene, and the next scene it's there again. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He didn't even try.
Pretty soon Vin Diesel will just punch a building and it'll collapse.
Yeah, maybe there's a delete scene where he's like,
mustache.
there's a delete scene he pulls in. He's like, okay, I'm about ready to meet the guys. He just starts putting on his little goatee.
You know what's
glue and
hilarious
stuff.
is looking at Vin Diesel standing next to The Rock. It looks like Vin Diesel is the Walmart version of a bodybuilder.
He bought this stuff. He
Yeah.
just doesn't drink it or eat it. And
It's like he uses muscle milk instead of some high dollar, protein or something like that. Optimum. Yeah.
This is interesting though on the Tom Cruise piece. I mean, you got to wonder how this will impact him in his future roles because he likes to do stunts so much. Will this have an impact on him, or
Will we see the Mummy too?
I hope so.
God, I hope not.
well, it's like he almost needed something to make him stop. Because
Right.
I fear for him because it's like, dude, you're pushing 60 soon.
And he's
It's
done
like,
it so long. I'm
Yeah.
surprised nothing's happened, and I'm glad, but nothing's happened earlier.
Well, it's only
but-
seemed to be since he's been older where this has been a big. He took it up a notch. Probably he should have done it when he was younger.
Yeah.
Because every movie's like, oh, what's he gonna do next? What's he gonna do next?
Where's
a
your,
very
where's your
physical
alien god
character.
now, Tom?
No, I agree that at some point, the studios are going to say, no, you can't do these anymore.
Mhm.
And that's going to be tough for him. Because, what was it on the last Mission Impossible? He was hanging off the side of a plane?
Yeah, but he's on wire.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, that normally a stunt guy
He's
does
having
that.
fun too. You see
Yeah.
his face. He's like,
Yeah, he dude likes what he does, and you have to again, as much as on a personal level, you may not agree with his lifestyle or anything
Yeah.
like that. I love watching his films, so hopefully he recovers pretty soon.
Xena Warrior Princess is real.
Yeah,
Is that what they? Xenu.
Xenu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oblivion with Morgan Freeman.
That's a good movie.
I heard it was not.
Oh, I love it.
I liked it.
It's one of those movies I didn't think I'd ever watch, and then I watched it one night, and I was like, wow.
I want Tom Cruise to, if he ever gets told that he can't do something like a stunt in a movie from now on, he'll say, "I'm gonna make like a Tom and Cruise," and then just like peel out,
Was that
and then like crash his car, and then be like, "I'm okay," and then he just starts running to wherever, like Forrest Gump. And then it turns into a remake of Forrest Gump.
Oh my god.
And then he says, "Cut!"
so wait,
Tom Cruise is his own man.
He's his own man.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
they should
dun,
make a
dun.
biographical movie about Tom Cruise.
Oh man,
Well,
they
we're
don't
living
have
in
time.
We're living in it right now.
I know.
really.
Oh hey Tom.
And then, when your kids are watching it with you, you go, did that really happen? Yes, son, it did.
Once upon a time, Tom Cruise was born. And then 20 years later, he started acting, and it's been downhill ever since. Dun, 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 dun.
So we're truly living in AC times.
Yeah.
After Cruise.
After Cruise.
In what?
When he dies,
Cruise.
it's AC. Whatever year it is. Yeah.
Cool.
He'll
I'm
never
not going
die.
to refer to it as that, but
No, that's fine.
Well, I know we mentioned Joss Whedon. More to talk about on him, right?
So there's a big uproar about his personal life. It seems like lately
He's not perfect.
No, he's not perfect. But and while a guy like that makes mistakes, I think people are they're talking about him being a hypocrite and all this other stuff. Whatever mistakes this guy's making in his personal life, his work also does speak for itself. And just from a creative standpoint, that doesn't reflect who you are either. I mean, because look at any villain. If we wanted to take this to the extreme, Jared Leto, he's man
40.
This guy's the Joker in real life.
Oscar winner.
Just knock it off. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, he obviously has some, cobwebs to dust out of the personal life there and get that stuff straight. But, hopefully people will just let him work.
Right.
And leave it alone a little bit because it's, it's a sad situation. But,
it is.
That's one of those things that I've been reading 85,000 headlines on, in the last week.
So for those who don't know, can we recap just a little bit about what happened?
Well, it came out that he had affairs on his wife and stuff like that throughout, some of his shows in the past.
I think they said it started on Buffy.
Yeah. And,
Is he married currently?
Yeah.
Is he?
Who's he married
so.
to?
I don't know. Don't know.
And I don't even care. I mean, the fact that it happened, and that's between him and his wife to sort out.
Maybe she's broke.
And his wife says,
comes a book.
And his wife says, Joss, we done.
And
he goes, cut.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise just starts yelling, ah!
Or he just runs by as they're saying that. Yeah.
I was in Vanilla Sky.
My face was messed up. Yeah, there's to go after his character like that. I mean, who knows? Like you said, it seems like it's timed very well to do that.
And it doesn't make anything that he done, right. You don't have to agree with any of that stuff at all. It's just
it's Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hypocrites are in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. I mean, that's like a lifestyle in Hollywood anyway. You know? I mean, come on.
Well, it's like, when Brie Larson didn't clap for Casey Affleck because he was accused of doing something, and it was never like he did it for sure. But it's like, you have any idea out of all those other people you clapped for at that award ceremony,
how many have bats in the closet?
Shit,
Right. Yeah.
and that actually have done horrible shit. You like Dr. Dre? Well, he held someone captive one time. There you go.
Boom.
No, that was R. Kelly.
Well, that's still going on. Yeah. Oh my God. But
Yeah, let's not delve into R. Kelly's past.
yeah, no.
It's pretty shitty.
Hey, he did Space Jam. He's forgiven.
No, he did I
it's
Believe I
more
Can
pissy
Fly.
Than
It's a remix.
Piss on you. Who did that, Chappelle? Yeah, Chappelle did it on his show. Drip, drip, drip. Yeah.
It's a remix too.
Yeah, that's it.
Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
So James Cameron has some stuff to say recently as well.
Ooh.
Something about Wonder Woman.
Ooh.
Not
So he
being
popped to set up
good.
from
Not boo
making
Wonder
the movie
Woman.
Avatar.
Boo James Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna make 5 of those, I guess.
Good God.
This Wonder Woman movie wasn't the best. You guys see Terminator Genesis? That was pretty good, I must say.
Yeah, I think his comments about it not being very well, and the whole feminism piece of it. The best part of it was Patty Jenkins' response. It slaps him down completely, but she does it classy, and basically says, "Shut the up," without saying it. It was awesome. But I mean, it's like, here's another guy who is a victim of his own ego, and can't see past that enough to understand that Wonder Woman was a lot more than what he's giving it credit for.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
He said it was a step backwards.
Yeah, it said it was a step backwards.
Because he said, like, oh, women, if women are tough, then they shouldn't look like that. They should always look like, the movie Monster with Charlie. He was praising that because it was also made by Patty Jenkins, and he was saying, these tough women, they look tough, they look, like they can take on the world, and Patty Jenkins was like, we shouldn't have to look like that just to be able to. We can still look how we want and be able to take on whatever.
Well, that's very interesting because Sarah Connor in Terminator 2 was bones and a little muscle, and
Pretty manly
she
looking.
couldn't take on the world. I don't think. looking
But
like
nonetheless, I mean, they make her this entire badass, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what he was saying. He wasn't
Right.
saying like they have to look like a bodybuilder, but he was saying like they have to pretty much be Sarah Connor.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was saying. Like they have to be either Sarah Connor or Uma Thurman from Kill Bill.
And a step backwards is that mentality.
Yeah,
And that's why Patty Jenkins.
because you can
was
definitely
eloquent.
have Sarah Connor in her own movie, sure, but you don't have to don't have to narrow it down to that.
Oh,
you don't have.
Yeah, go ahead.
You thought what?
Well, I thought he was saying that Gal Gadot didn't look warrior enough.
No, he was saying she looked.
Because that's why I said Sarah Connor in Terminator 2. Yeah, she was like ripped, but she was like really skinny.
No, he was saying she looked too like feminine,
Yeah.
not like masculine enough.
The lady
to-
fought in
you
the
seen the
Israel
comic?
army.
Have you seen the comic book? In
It's James Cameron, honestly.
Avatar,
I don't.
it's like strippers and blue makeup, right?
Yeah,
so
I mean, he has no idea what feminism really is.
Yeah, but
I
you
mean,
take a look at who the actual actress is. She fought in the military.
Mhm.
She still looks like that.
yeah, in real life. Yeah.
Okay, so I could see if they took a supermodel and put her into the situation. Yes, okay. Maybe makes more sense. This lady actually fought in a military uniform.
Well, no, that's just his mentality.
But
of-
that
right.
it's
The mentality
idiotic.
is stupid. And
Yeah.
you're right, it is idiotic. I mean, not just a military, but Israel. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Israel-
That's not a joke. You
No.
know?
She does her own stunts. I mean,
She's she's really springboarded a really great future for that franchise, and
That's just-
insanely great role model.
I just see it as an old guy who's kind of set in his ways, hasn't really been exposed to the rest of what's been going on in the world.
He hasn't had any fails.
No,
You know, like I was telling Steve, like a lot of people have always kind of wanted him to finally fail at something.
I think the Avatar failed for me.
Well, but it still made a shit ton of money.
I know.
And there's a theme park attraction now. But if you go back to when they were making Titanic, that got delayed and delayed.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the biggest budget for a movie at that time, and everyone was like, "Oh, this is gonna tank his
it
career."
made a couple bucks.
Yeah, and then what? It was #1 for like 3 months or some crazy things like that.
I can't wait for these new avatars to come out and just flop.
That's my prediction. But he's introducing new technology again, so it's like a
No.
gimmick. You know, he's got something. But I've done my own research. And I think I found the root of the problem why he didn't like Wonder Woman, and it's lacking lead actress boobs. Because if you look at Terminator, The Abyss, and Titanic, lead actress boobs. So she didn't show her boobs. So that's probably why I didn't like it. That's my guess.
Well, you know what? I mean,
That is funny that you mentioned that.
there's the insane amount of sexism in Hollywood is still so evident, you know, that, guys like him just need to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It's like, well, if you're going to talk about going backwards, what about you? It's like,
yeah.
do we need that sex scene in Terminator? Probably not. The Abyss was a little different.
Well, the
She
sex
did
scene was needed
CPR,
so that
and
John
her
Connor could-
boob was exposed, but
We don't need to see the sex scene to know that John Connor's going to be born, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like we didn't need the sex scene in The Matrix to know that.
Terminator conception.
They could just say, we made coitus. And then,
Talk like Sheldon.
is that it? I mean, coitus is just a term.
Well, I know, but Big Bang.
Let it be known, I will never reference Big Bang Theory. Ever.
You did with a meme.
But that's making fun of it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I like the show. I don't care. But anyway,
Yeah, I like shit too.
I know.
Look at Gotham. Whoa. How's he going to be Batman?
Hey guys, 12-year-old Batman, right? This is cool.
He's like 17 now.
It's like a
He's
big
not.
tease.
Yeah, he is.
So Patty Jenkins, I know we talked about her. She actually has been finally confirmed to direct Wonder Woman 2.
Which was dumb that they didn't do a 2-movie deal, but
Well, they didn't have any faith. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, if you look at the marketing for Wonder Woman, it was like, this movie coming out? Like, I was afraid it wasn't going to make anything.
it was like Ant-Man. You didn't have much. I mean, for
Yeah.
myself, I didn't
Yeah, I
have
guess-
much hopes for it. I didn't know much about Ant-Man, and then all of a sudden I go and see it, and I'm like, wow, this is like Iron Man, but more awesome, you know?
And I think they amped up Ant-Man, like, right before it came out.
Yeah. Just
But,
like they did
Wonder
with
Woman.
Wonder Woman.
They never. I was like thinking, okay, the week before they're
Yeah.
gonna just drop all these, trailers or whatever. But it was them panicking because Batman v Superman. Oh god, we don't want to do anything.
Wasted too much money on that. We don't want to.
Right. They
Make it
just
worse.
they didn't have faith, and look what happened. And so now, she got her deal, which is great. And there's no details on that deal, but the movie, Wonder Woman made nearly $800 million right now.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
so
she,
I think this weekend it opened in like 22,000 theaters.
yeah, like
What?
Because it still hasn't come out in like
Japan.
Japan and
Oh my god, that's going to blow through the roof.
Right. So she was hoping to get paid more for coming back. So maybe it's a good thing she didn't sign a 2-picture deal because
Yeah,
they probably would have
that's
been
true.
like, here, it's
No.
$5, whatever.
Yeah.
Because she had a lot to prove, I guess. To her credit, she hasn't really I don't think she's made any action movies before. Monster was dramatic. I don't know what else she did. But anyway, it's
Yeah.
quite something to take on a a film like that. And yeah, it's a huge accomplishment. And I don't care what Cameron says. I think he's just, I think he's just been in the sea too damn long without any human interaction.
Let's not even give him another second on our podcast.
I don't know. See you, James.
Bye.
You just gave him another second.
Avatar out. Can we talk about him when we bring up those Avatar movies that are never going to happen, probably?
No. We'll just say some unknown director.
2020, Avatar 2.
2021, 2024, and 2025. I think that's the release schedule.
You're kidding.
Those are just the 3D.
He's been in the dark that long?
I think so.
Jesus.
Those are just the re-releases of Avatar in 3D.
Probably.
And then Avatar.
The first hour of the
'Cause that's-
first Avatar will be released in
That's what
2020.
started all this criticism was he was pushing Terminator 2 3D.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
Jesus, how many
okay, what are you going to do?
freaking versions?
4K Avatar?
Probably.
I mean, 3D technology didn't take, so what are you going to do now? Have the
going to
characters
do-
actually come out and talk to
Working
you?
on an experience.
2020, 2021, 2024, 2025.
I mean,
So
the
what does
story-
he have up his sleeve?
Actually, I just
A
remembered
butthole.
what it is. I remember what it is, and it's actually going to be a great gimmick if he pulls it off.
It's going to be Pocahontas 2, but with blue aliens.
And
no,
that's pretty much
Dancing
what
with
the
Wolves too. Pocahontas 2 is like the third Avatar movie they're going to go with, and then Little Mermaid.
So
think
what's the
that'd be
And then
gimmick now?
Moana.
I don't think he knows what he's waiting for yet. I'm gonna be
I don't
honest.
think so either.
I don't think he does.
No, but you know what? He's waiting.
We're
for
gonna
the
make a
technology. You
Titanic
know what the
2.
technology is?
What is
this
it?
will blow you away. It blew me away anyway. 3D without the glasses. That's it. So it's like
That's
it's gonna
all
be like
we're gonna get?
projection.
It's going to be contact lenses.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Man.
Yeah, disposable contact lenses you get at the movie theater, and you have to pop out
Get in
and they
line
wash
and
them.
get your contact lenses. Here's some saline solution.
Also, I found out that
I'm touching my eye.
if you take the 3D glasses you get at the movies and you pop the lenses out and like turn them the other way, it reverses it, so it's just 2D.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
My friend's mom, I think her glasses, like her vision is so bad that she has like really thick glasses, so the 3D just doesn't work. So she just like gets reverse and just like watches it in 2D.
Well, if anyone out there wants to myth bust that, go for it and see.
You don't have to because it's already happened.
Is it true though? It is true.
His mom does it all the time. Yeah,
Okay,
it's true.
All right. I don't want to misinform
Sources say
Sources say
Yeah.
people. I've got a guy on the inside.
Yeah.
I've got a guy on the inside. His name's
Yeah.
Joss. Not Joss Whedon.
Cameron, James, Connor, Sarah.
So how many people are going to be dead from the first movie that's going to not be in this next
Well,
movie
I read
before
something-
it comes out?
I read like a report that was like Stephen Lang is going to be the villain in most of the movies, and I was like,
Dude's going to be 70 by the time it's
well,
out.
also he died.
yeah in the movie.
Well, spiritually, he didn't. Just like Sigourney Weaver, she's coming back because she actually got put into the tree of life. or
These
whatever.
people will be on walkers by the time he freaking gets this thing done.
including him.
That movie
Including
can
him.
suck a donger. Honestly, I'm so tired of that movie. Like, I haven't seen it in maybe 4 years, but I don't ever want to watch it again.
I want to know how much he's getting paid to sit and make these movies right now.
I don't know, but
Well,
I'd like
he's
to
a-
have a lightning strike hit him.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
investing- Yeah.
Great ensemble. Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington, who
Has
like,
disappeared.
He kind of like dimmed out a little bit.
And I thought he was going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did, but yeah. I like him to have a hit
Michelle
again.
Rodriguez, Sigourney Weaver,
She died, though, unless she's come back, too.
Michelle. What? Oh no, she died. But I'm saying like it's a
Right.
great ensemble.
Michelle Rodriguez is like Sean Bean. He always...
She didn't die in Fast and Furious though.
No, but she's dead in Lost. She's dead in just about everything
I haven't
else.
seen Lost.
Or is she?
Nah, she's
We
dead.
don't know.
She gets shot. Yeah, seriously.
You sounded so like agitated.
She caught the bullet with her
Yeah,
teeth.
she's-
They didn't show it.
She dies in Resident Evil.
They brought her back, though, I think, too.
Yeah.
Some
as
way, a clone or
zombie,
something.
yeah.
Great.
No, that's
how many
Mike
movies
Epps.
have they made? 10 of
Mike
those?
Epps, yeah.
Mike Epps.
Yeah, he was in the third one. Or in the second one. I think they're done with making them now.
Yeah.
That's a franchise that held on for a little longer.
Until
than it
they're
should've.
not coming next summer.
Straight to video.
James Cameron remake of
They'll probably
Resident
do
Evil.
like
A Netflix original.
they'll probably do like Animatrix with Resident Evil movies now. Like they'll just make it animated. Like
Good.
not like
I mean, you technically can't say that those have been the first successful video game franchise because it really, I think only the first movie took
Look
a lot
at Doom.
from the. I never did see that movie, Doom.
it wasn't that great, but I mean The Rock was really good in it, so was Carl Urban.
I love Carl Urban.
And
Just saw Dread again.
Rosamund Pike.
It's awesome.
Ooh, Rosamund
She's
Pike.
good.
She's good.
But there's the final battle with because The Rock turns into whatever dumbass monster.
Scorpion
that they create.
King?
No,
Sega Genesis version?
no, it's some guy with like sharp, razor sharp teeth and like
Oh,
blood eyes or something.
that's not good.
And like something happens to where like
He's a dermatologist.
Carl Urban like gets something stuck in his hand, and but like there's also a portal like sucking away the rock, and like to hang on to something, Carl Urban like takes this thing that's in his hand, like wraps it around his hand to hang on or something. I don't know. I don't really remember it, but I was like,
Oh, they pulled a Twister when, you know, they get in the suck zone and
Kinda seems like-
don't fly off. That's what it's called. Philip Seymour Hoffman said it himself. The suck zone, man. You ever seen Twister? Go see
that's
Twister.
what I call my couch.
Oh, God.
Welcome to the suck zone.
That's what I call my vacuum.
Please edit this out. Oh my god.
Doofy.
Please edit this out.
Sucks, so.
We'll see. Backing up to the Joker origin film they were talking about, which we don't really know what's going on. I do find it interesting that Martin Scorsese may be producing this. If it's true, who knows?
That
but
could be very interesting because he does a lot of character building in his movies. So, if he truly is, let's give him a chance.
Well, and Todd Phillips.
They could call it the Wolf of Crime Alley.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh,
Oh, do we get to see Bruce Wayne's parents shot again?
And then you see his butt.
Leo DiCaprio is Thomas Wayne. No, I did think about that last night. Like, can you imagine Scorsese after Goodfellas making a Batman movie back then? Rated R Batman movie. You'd have, like, De Niro in it.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci. Like, probably would have been cool, but would have definitely been not a kid's movie.
Right.
Joe Pesci as the Joker. That would have been awesome.
Oh, no, I'd cast him as a penguin.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Maybe De Niro's
Joe
Joker.
Penguin. I thought De Niro could have been a good Harvey Dent.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
he could have.
Oh,
Not
he
even-
could have.
not even
Cape
two-
Fear.
He was horrible in Dick Tracy, though.
I don't think he was in
Well,
Dick Tracy, was he?
You
Dick
sure?
Tracy wasn't good.
Oh, it was for a kid.
It was a good kids
Just like
movie.
Spy Kids.
I didn't realize how terrible.
Josh,
it
now
was.
you watch-
see Spy Kids 3D. Like,
Oh, excuse me for being 5 years old, Josh.
you were 10.
How cool
I
would
was
it have
not.
been though to have like a phone watch, you know, and a watch that had
Hell yeah, all that stuff that he had
Right?
on. There's no room for the clock.
yeah.
Remember that? Danny
Yeah.
Trejo, there's no room for the clock. I was like, that's pretty cool. It's a cool
Yeah.
watch.
I actually had.
Because then you could be
the,
like, what time is it? And it'll be like, it's this time. And be like, cool.
Yeah.
I had a digital watch replica of that. You know, they were. I
Yeah.
was a huge Dick Tracy fan. I had all the figurines pretty much, but I ruined my watch when we. I don't even know if they do this in schools anymore. We bobbed for apples, and I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
get the apple, so I put my hand in to grab
Oh.
it, and looked at my watch. It was blank. I was like,
Short circuited.
That's such a horrible idea.
I wasn't
bobbing
that
for
lucky.
apples.
I was like, no.
So gross.
Mom, can I get a new one? No. So, that's how it went. But yeah,
Yeah, who started bobbing for apples? Like,
That is so terrible.
it's disgusting.
I imagine like not feeling that well. I'd be like, I don't want to know. I'm like, oh, that was the first
You
round.
never want to be the last person in the row to bob for the apples.
I gotta ask, Steve, what started the bob for apples?
Well,
You were in the Salem witch trials.
in the late 1600s.
An apple cart.
We were bored on the Oregon Trail.
Right.
Water was scarce.
Yeah, we didn't have these fancy internets, you know, or anything like that.
We couldn't just bob for apples on our phone.
Right.
Now that would be a funny game to get. Bobbing for
or
apples.
make.
Oh my god.
And it really
out
started
there?
because it was a kind of a prank to try to get people that we didn't like to get the bubonic plague. And so
Or
it was,
drown.
yeah, right. It was amazing.
So,
Get it yet? Did you get it?
so the Dark Ages were because of bobbing for apples.
Yeah, that was it.
Gotcha.
That's why they don't talk about
They
it.
don't talk about it very much at all.
Ted got syphilis from the apples.
We really don't talk
it was
about it.
from
It was
the
my idea,
water.
so it was-
That's not an apple.
Yeah, the whole Dave Matthews Band song "Don't Drink the Water" is from bobbing for apples.
Talking about
So
Joker.
Joker.
Yeah, so Joker. So Leto recently was asked because you know everyone's like, "Oh, is Leto coming back, or did he get burned?" You know, from Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. He said he's still in as Joker. He had a great time, and he's proud to be part of the DCEU.
Well, it makes sense if he doesn't come back for the origin movie. Because if they're going
Right.
to get a younger Joker, then that's fine.
Are you?
Someone said they should get a younger Joker, and someone was like, "Yeah, get Johnny Depp." And someone was like, "He's older than Jared Leto."
What is this, like Pirates of the Caribbean 2004? He can do anything.
You see how they made him younger in the new Pirates movie? They could just do that for the whole movie.
Yeah, they can't do it for Leto, though, can they?
And Robert De Niro was not in Dick Tracy.
He wasn't?
No.
Who was it then?
It was William Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm saying I thought that the evil character was...
Al Pacino.
Have I been betrayed by my eyes the
Ooh,
entire
you're
time?
racist. You think all Italians look alike? I can say that. I'm Italian. I'm not.
Anyway, looks like Leto might do Suicide Squad 2, Gotham City Sirens. I hope that's still on. That sounds really good. And the standalone Harley Quinn Joker movie.
Yeah, I'm a little hesitant on that one because
It's not really a love story.
What?
It's not really a love story.
Well, if they do like Mad Love, that'd be cool because like that's a good comic
They
book
should,
by
yeah.
Paul Dini.
Except they kind
Is
of...
it Paul Dini?
Mhm.
Yeah, and Bruce Timm.
Yep.
But like also, it's not a relationship to be
glamorized.
because it's not good, and they didn't really touch on that in the film, in Suicide Squad. But they didn't touch on a lot. So
I hope, because I know they did flashbacks in Suicide Squad. I really hope that doesn't keep them from doing like a Mad Love type movie, because I really think that, gosh, I mean, there's so many great stories from the animated series. They
Yeah.
just adapt it to movie format, or even a portion of it. Like, it's all out there. That's why to me sometimes it's like, is it really that hard to make a movie?
I know.
Like, you have all the source material. Like, just, you know what? Get the original artists on board, and they can help you out.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I do, but yet I'm not running a studio, so if only. But yeah, so I'm anxious for Leto to come back. I didn't hate his Joker. I don't think we got enough of it.
again, people are already judging, saying, "Oh, he's the worst. His Joker is terrible."
But I
It's
like the lore about his teeth. Have you heard about that?
yeah.
Batman knocked him out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, it's
Well,
awesome.
and also like, someone made a fan poster where like he's smiling and his teeth are broken. And it's making the bat symbol
Oh, okay.
out of his
Yeah.
teeth. That's pretty cool. But also, I think people are just mad because they expected Heath Ledger,
Yeah.
like Heath Ledger-esque Joker, and didn't get it.
And I got an actual question for the
They
group.
got a more...
Yeah. Well, after the Dark
A more
Knight,
original take, sure.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have that than a rehashed take on it.
but after the Dark Knight, because there was a script supposedly for the third installment, and that Joker was going to be heavy. And at the time, I personally had no problem with someone coming in and kind of
Replacing
mimicking Ledger's performance, because I don't think we should have been robbed of that interpretation of Joker. Like, I know he passed away and that's horrible, but
Yeah.
I think
They could have found a way to like replace
it's kind of
him.
honoring him if you're kind of mimicking what he did.
Well, they could have played that into the story, like, oh, he's this is a Joker copycat, but then he turns into the actual villain or something.
Or maybe he had some shock treatment in Arkham, and
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
He's more crazy or less
Sure.
crazy, whatever. But personally, at
I
the
mean,
time,
they found a
was like,
way in Dr. Parnassus,
Yeah.
Imaginary, whatever the hell. Like, they turned him into Johnny Depp and Colin Farrell.
Yeah, but I get it because Nolan probably didn't want to do it, and
Yeah.
obviously there would be a backlash. But personally,
I want to know
I would've
who
been
was
fine
on the
with-
top 5 list
To
to be
replace-
the Joker.
before Ledger,
Yeah. Well, no, before Leto.
before Leto,
Yeah.
I don't know,
I want to know who did that.
Ryan Reynolds.
Because I think
I'm guessing.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Leto. I think he
Like
whines
in
too
general,
much.
or just his Joker?
Not
He
his
whines too
portrayal of the Joker. I think just outside, just him being him in the media and stuff, he's just bitchy and whiny.
Ow.
That's just my take. I can't stand the guy.
I think he's a very method actor. He's always called his own shots. That's for sure.
The other day, he was on some talk show talking about being the Joker again and stuff. And,
Because he's gonna be in Blade Runner 2049, so I think that's why he's being interviewed.
oh, sure.
lately.
And that looks
But-
really good too.
it does.
he-
Looks
Yeah.
amazing.
But he was saying, like, the whole, the stuff on set that happened, like, it was blown out of proportion. Like, yeah, he sent, whatever, like, he got in the method acting thing, but people are, like, calling him, like, a bad person for doing that. It's like, no. I mean,
Heath Ledger showed up as the Joker. Like,
Christian Bale
half the
yelled
time.
at a guy.
Yeah.
Like, berated a guy in front of an entire film crew.
Mhm.
I think,
Yeah, extended version.
yeah.
yeah.
I think
Jeez.
Jared Leto's okay. I don't think he's
As far as his movies go, he's great in them. I have nothing wrong. Yeah, just outside of that.
What about you, Steve? What do you think about my question about the Joker back in the Dark Knight times?
Well, I don't know if I totally agree. I think that the Heath Ledger version was obviously awesome, you know, and I think that it is probably more prudent to take a little bit of a different twist to honor what he did, you know, so that way
By taking a character out, you're talking about for the third one?
No, just
Oh, I'm
just by not trying to copy another version of the Heath Ledger Joker.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
that said, the Joker is a very specific character type.
Yes.
So you're not going to be branching that far off of what makes this guy a lunatic.
Yeah.
However, you know, to do it in the Heath Ledger specific way, I don't know. I'd hate to see someone try and mimic that and then have it not work.
Yeah.
Look-wise, too, or just performance-wise? Like, the look was pretty cool.
The look was super cool.
Yeah. I didn't think I was going to like it, honestly. When I saw the face paint, I was like...
Yeah, it was good. You know, but... I don't know. I think we got a pretty cool Joker right now. I'm excited to see more of it.
I think people, you know, I hate when they hype up Heath Ledger's Joker to be the be all end all Joker, because it absolutely worked for that universe, just like the Bane worked for that universe, because he was trying to go, like Christopher Nolan was trying to go for a real like a real world, not, you know, not have Clayface or whoever. So yeah, that's why like the whole sweaty, greasy Joker with like long, you know, unwashed hair worked.
And horrible scars.
Yeah. But like, you know, if people are saying like, oh, that's comic accurate, it's like, nope, it's not. Because Joker's just like a lunatic gangster who was in, you know, that Ace Chemicals accident and then has that whatever past you want to believe about him.
What's interesting, though, is that each Joker that we get is a little bit different on... You know, there's like different facets to the Joker. Like the first one Nicholas did was more of the gangster kind of guy, evil, right? Then we got Heath Ledger's Joker, which was more of a maniacal kind of person. They're all the different beings within the Joker itself. So each Joker we get a slightly different take on is still the same Joker, but it's just a different
interpretation.
Well, I don't know how to put it. It's just like this one, we have a mental ward Joker. Now, the last one was more of a maniacal thought process, you know, just chaotic in a way.
And
so
they have the freedom to do that
they're
because of the
taking
comics,
all the facets of the Joker and they're picking out just one part of who he is, which is cool. So you never get the same Joker twice. Yeah.
On the Joker topic, in comic news, just a little bit, they've given him a name.
You're kidding.
Okay.
It's always been the Joker. You know, he's never really had a name.
It's Billy Bob.
They went with the Jack Nicholson version, Jack Napier.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah, that was
I'm
pretty
okay
cool.
with it.
Yep,
That is
I am
cool.
too.
Well, that's my question about the origin movie itself. Do we want that mystery revealed?
That's what I was thinking.
I think you can have that origin movie and keep it fairly innocuous, you know, via like a flashback type system or something like that.
Like the Killing Joke with the red hood. I love that one.
That one's a great one.
Yeah.
You know, I loved the Heath Ledger piece where, you know, he's just making up different things on how he got the scar. You know, that to me was brilliant. You know, because then you have no idea what the hell this is.
I have no answer.
Well, I mean, even if they made like the origin story kind of like the Killing Joke, they could still not say this is how our Joker started.
Right.
Or they could say like, this is not how our Joker started. This is just a standalone origin movie. I mean, and like I had that question too. Like, do we really need this? Because now
it's going to set in stone his origin.
Well, it's the same way how I feel of the Alien movies. Like the first two are good because like you're like, where the hell are these things coming? Like we don't know anything about them. Like they're just some. But now we have, you know, Prometheus and Alien Covenant, which I mean they're good movies, but it kind of takes away the terror for me because it's just kind of like, oh, I know what they are now.
Yeah, it's just like Darth Vader reveal. We know who Darth Vader is. That was going to be they were thinking about, well, a lot of fans were at the time when episode 3 was coming out, like, are they going to actually show him become? Because, you know, it'd be a surprise still for new viewers. But that's the problem is like the longer you go without talking or forming the past, like you bring up the past here and there, but you don't tell a concrete story of the past. people start making their own interpretations or ideas of what that past was, or fan fiction. They get attached to that. Then when you finally make your origin movie years later, like if you did it right off the bat, I think that would be better, different and better, probably. But
you'll always disappoint someone.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And maybe the Joker origin could be told from, like, they got a dossier on him, and there's all these origins, and they just tell each one. And you don't know which one's true or.
That's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
Or it's just truly the origin of the Joker. It doesn't go into who the Joker was before he was the Joker. You know, I mean, boom.
Oh, how he started doing.
Yeah.
See, that'd be fine. Yeah.
What you could do.
It keeps some mystery.
Yeah.
What you could do is either not reveal who like the main, like who the Joker's going to be, and then just have it follow like 5 or 10 different guys.
That'd be cool.
And then like
suspects.
it keeps making you say like, oh, that's him, and then the camera like starts to follow a different guy, and you're like, oh,
like
shit.
vantage point.
Yeah.
Usual suspects.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
Guys, that's so sick.
And then at the end, you think,
I like that.
And then at the end, this guy like starts laughing and like just like starts to get this little giggle going. And he's just like, and then he gets his throat slit by the real Joker.
Yeah, you think it's him.
Yeah.
You know,
And then the final twist is just like, boom.
Wasn't the Dark Knight kind of made like that too in the beginning robbery scene? Every
you think
that was cool? Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's not him. That's not
You told me the same thing.
Yeah. Right. No.
Or they could. I mean, this is like a.
That's cool though. This is good stuff.
Or this is like a dumbed down version of that idea is just name like whoever the actor is, but then have him be killed.
Yeah.
By the actual actor who's the Joker or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just kind of came up with that one.
You get shot in the alley, and the gunshot itself lights up. It's the Joker, and
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Would you kind of want it like a Frank Miller thing though, or it's a little bit black and white?
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know.
He's a colorful character.
Yeah. It's the standalone, which I guess it is kind of like it's going to be in the DCU. It's probably just not going to have all these links.
It's going to be like the Batman. It's just going to be its own.
Yeah. I really hope they keep that title, the Batman. I love that title.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Matt Reeves could do some. I haven't seen the.
What they call it, the Cape Crusader.
Cape Crusader. But yeah. So one more thing about Batman. I know we're talking a lot about Batman, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
Gotham by
If you don't
Gaslight.
like Batman, maybe just go away.
Gotham by Gaslight, they had a sneak peek they released. It showed some behind the scenes clips of what they've come up with versus the material. I'm not too familiar with this story, but it's a reimagining of the Dark Knight in Victorian times, right?
That'd be cool.
It's like steampunk.
Yeah, taking on Jack the Ripper, right?
Yeah, it's back in the Jack the Ripper era. I remember I bought this when it came out, and it was kind of the kickoff of what DC called at the time their Elseworlds imprint. So, I think Batman Holy Terror followed up after that, and then they had a host of different Elseworlds type stuff.
Were they within that world, the follow-ups, or are they on different worlds?
They're completely different things.
Oh,
I mean, Holy Terror was like a religious
like
fanatic type Batman, and it was just. I mean, there's just a whole ton of really cool ones. There's one where Batman is actually a vampire. And drawn by Kelly Jones, which he just does amazing like horror type drawing. I mean, so there was a lot of really cool stories, and Gotham by Gaslight was phenomenal. So I mean, I think it's a great one that they picked.
That's cool.
If they want to do more of those, that was just a brilliant story. It was excellent.
I like that.
I'd recommend it if it's on Comixology. I would imagine.
Sure. Well, and that makes me think. We're all in the continuity universe right now with everything, but I think eventually everyone's going to get, and maybe they already have started to get maybe a little tired of it. You can't just jump into a movie anymore.
What do you mean?
You kind of can.
Like with the live action movies?
Yes.
Oh.
What I was thinking is, do you think that an Elseworld type story is the future after these shared universes take a rest, let's say? You think they'll go into and actually try to do like, I'm talking Marvel too. There's several stories out there. Could you see an Elseworld movie
I think
existing?
That's a financial risk because your wide range audience isn't really going to know what the hell's happening.
Right. Yeah. It's fascinating. But
If you want Elseworld, check out Gotham. It's a pretty good show.
You get paid by them, don't you?
No, I don't. I wish I could pay them.
They wish they could get paid.
They do get paid.
I don't know. Let's hope.
with pizza.
They're doing a lot of shit this season. It's gonna be great. They're turning one of the guys into Solomon Grundy. I don't know what else is gonna happen, but that is like the biggest part that's
Bruce Wayne may become Batman now.
He's pretty much like a vigilante now.
Gordon needs to grow that mustache, and maybe I'll start watching. I think it's time.
Yeah, at the end of the season, he's
Give us
just
a
like
stash.
combing a little peach fuzz.
Was he?
No.
He probably can't grow one.
He's like, what do you think of this? Why couldn't he grow one?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying maybe in real life he can't grow one.
He wears a fake mustache.
He's like, I just choose not to
it's
have
like,
a mustache.
have you guys seen Hot Rod?
No.
With Andy Sandler? He like wears a fake mustache because
Oh,
he has a hormone disorder, so he can't grow a mustache.
I wanted to ask, this came out a week ago. Batman Harley Quinn. I didn't even know that it came out. Did anyone see it by any
I
chance?
downloaded it, but no.
Okay. I've heard there's a controversial scene in it, so we'll have to talk about
Oh
that
yeah,
in the future.
Dick and like Nightwing, not just like a penis.
Well, I was like, wait a minute. What?
Well, actually,
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Nick and Ruby.
Nightwing and Harley Quinn like hook up, I think.
She ties him up or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm not going to. Yeah. I know. Sorry, Quinn.
Um,
Yeah, that's the actual.
Oh,
That's the actual dialogue. Isn't that great?
It's
Just
I
like
don't
the
know.
Batman Killing Joke controversy all over again, probably.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Just a
Harley
bunch
gets
of-
around.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's also just
They
a bunch
make
of
reference to
She
that.
made out with Hal Jordan. I mean, there's just a whole ton of
just
stuff
a bunch
this
of
girl's
nerds
done.
saying, "Why can't I have sex like that with a woman like that?
Oh,
Why do I have to watch someone do it?" That's what the problem is.
What'd you say? Nothing, Mom. I'm blogging.
Give more hot pockets.
Oh, gosh. Well, let's go into some reviews. Let's talk Defenders. If we can
No.
do spoiler free.
well, we can really quick go over it. I'll just give you a
I
quick.
like when everyone
synopsis.
dies. That's a good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good night, everybody.
It's in the middle of the season, so it makes the last 4 episodes kind of weird. But everybody dies.
Matter of fact, it'll be so quick you'll go.
It's just
huh?
shots of the city. That's
Right.
it. Episodes like, oh my god.
So really, it's just building the characters up. I mean, it seems like this is going to be more of, and I was sitting back and thinking about this for a second when I was watching the first episode, and that's all I've seen so far.
You didn't watch it. You just sat back and thought about something else. You were so bored that you're just like,
No, it's good. I mean, it's good. The one thing I'm really noticing is that they seem to be building up to more of an Iron Fist type show. So why did they have to do a whole Iron Fist show?
it's not really that.
I mean, to me, it seems like that's what they're building it up to. Like
Well, I
the villains are
know.
going to be more based off Iron Fists.
Well, I know, but like
characters.
I've seen the entire show.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
It does turn out that like Iron Fist is a big factor to the villains. I won't say how and I won't say who the villains are because it's a big kind of a big reveal.
It's a twist.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a show on it and we all see it and
Yeah.
we can spoil
Yeah.
the hell out of it, but yeah.
But they are, and it is also a story of redemption for him because there's a part where Stick comes in and he's like, even the immortal Iron Fist is still a thundering dumbass. And like it's about people just ragging on him because he's supposed to be this amazing. It's kind of like Batman, Earth One.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like you look at him and you're like, oh, this is Batman. Like he knows exactly what he's doing. Then he just falls down like onto the pavement off of like a 10-story building or whatever.
Flat.
Yeah. It's like he's supposed to be this great warrior, but he's not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
We've had one season, 13 hours of him trying his best. I mean, Daredevil took some time. Luke Cage wasn't Luke Cage right away. Jessica Jones isn't even Jewel, who is her like superhero name.
Mm-hmm.
She's dropped that. So it's kind of weird that this guy's getting a lot of flack.
Yeah.
But it is a story of redemption.
Why couldn't the Defenders be like an origin story more for Iron Fist? Because it got such negative flack.
Yeah,
Iron
like,
Fist
is Defenders
standalone.
kind of damage control for Iron Fist a little bit?
Feels like it to
it's
me,
not?
but
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
They
sure
probably
it's
didn't
not.
have time to really craft that, but like I know a lot of people didn't like Iron Fist, so I was just wondering. I heard they improved him a lot in Defenders.
well, yeah. I mean,
Well, and Defenders was already in process when Iron
Yeah.
Fist was being written.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is all. They have a grand scope for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
and also the fight choreography has gotten a lot better.
Good.
Except I have seen someone again rag on the choreography for Iron Fist, and they show this scene where he's like fighting these guys and he just does like a bunch of punches, and they're like, "Oh wow, that was crazy." I was like, "Are you being hit by those punches?"
Right.
It's the Iron Fist. Like is he maybe he's hitting the right places to make them, those pressure points. You don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, it's easy to look at Luke Cage and be like, oh yeah, just flick the guy and he just goes flying, or Daredevil can, see where everybody's coming from. But again, it's like, trust that he was taught by monks how to fight. Like, he's got it under control. He does his own stuff.
People idiotically choose what reality they want to suspend and what they don't. That's what's just weird to me.
Mhm.
And we'll talk a little bit about that when we talk Game of Thrones.
Right.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
But people like it. You think? I mean, are you satisfied with it?
If they're not idiots, yeah. I mean, if they'll go into it with an open mind.
50-50 with me.
I've loved all their series so far.
Yeah, they've all been really good. And I mean, I really didn't have any problems with it. I did find myself sometimes like, why didn't they just do this? But I do that with like every movie.
Right. I mean,
to whereas some people just do it with DC. They're like, oh, why didn't Martha? What the hell? It's like, well, yeah, but like you got to be critical of every movie if you're going to be critical of one.
Is there like filler episodes? You know how they always say each season's got like maybe 2-3 episodes.
I hope they do.
They didn't. Yeah. Well, they didn't really have a lot of time to do that because they're only like 50 minutes.
So it's pretty tight.
It was only 50 minutes an episode, and there's only 8 episodes.
Wait, how many minutes an episode?
50.
Oh, I think you said 15.
Oh,
damn.
Yeah, they're quick.
There's a lot of characters in a short time, so probably not as much filler as you might get in a Daredevil or a
so much.
First episode is just building into the characters, just where they're at right now.
When you still had to give time, it wasn't even just like the 4. You had to give time to Night Nurse. You had to give time to Colleen Wing. You had to give time to Foggy, Misty Knight, Karen. All this stuff. Like they pretty much tried to bring in every.
So Claire's in it, the night nurse. Mm-hmm. Oh, sweet.
They had to bring in like every character.
Rosario Dawson.
I mean,
perfect.
I mean, she's been waiting for Luke to get out of jail so they can get some coffee.
Yeah,
and they got some coffee, all right.
The first episode, they got coffee.
Man.
Wait till you watch that.
Great.
If anybody out there, don't watch that scene with your dad because I did, and my God, it's never been more uncomfortable.
The first episode.
Huge boner.
It's like the first. Yeah, I think it's the first episode.
Yeah. He gets some coffee.
She's a huge Star Trek fan.
Huh.
Why isn't she not in Star Trek?
I know.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking cast her.
But
she'd do it.
Yeah, she would.
But it is a really good show.
Awesome.
It's a fantastic show.
Great.
Super duper.
I'd probably give it like a 3 or 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right.
Nice.
I gotta see it, but
I'm excited to watch it.
Here's my other question.
It is good.
I haven't finished Luke Cage, and I have not finished.
That's not a question.
Iron Fist. No, I'm getting to the question. Charlie Rose in this shit.
That's not a question.
Can anyone start Defenders without seeing all the...
I recommend not doing that.
Okay.
I recommend finishing them all. It doesn't matter which order you watch them in as long as you know the timeline.
It will cause headaches. Do not.
Well, and also just, you'll be like, I don't get this reference. You're like, there are a few references that kind of flew over my head, but I looked them up. I was like, oh, I remember that from
And I think if you watch Luke Cage before you watch Jessica Jones, you might be a little confused.
Yes.
I mean, I would go Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
do it the way it came out.
Luke Cage,
Daredevil 2,
Defender. Yeah, Daredevil 2, and the whole thing.
Great.
Because it is an intermixed universe, and so you'll have references in there that are time specific. So if you watch it out,
and they even reference, they still call it the incident where like the aliens came down and invaded New York. But they kind of do that in this world. Like they'll cool. I mean, Claire's been in about every show.
She's been in every single show.
Every show. And like Trish from Jessica Jones, you hear her voice during Iron Fist, I think, or maybe Luke Cage.
Okay.
So there's a lot of those tie-ins that I think you might not want to miss. Like if you have the time to watch them, you might as well watch them correctly.
Yeah, do it in order.
And I believe what's up next is The Punisher.
Yes.
I've seen the teaser with him.
Very excited.
Breaking the ground.
I don't know if it's going to be Punisher like before Daredevil or what. I don't know.
I think Punisher comes out first.
Oh, you mean before season 3
in the timeline? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Timeline wise, I don't know where that's going to fall.
God.
Hopefully it picks up right where it left off with Daredevil.
The minute Daredevil premiered, just watching the opening credits, I'm like, we need a Punisher show just like this.
So you guys like Daredevil?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I love the opening to the
character?
Defenders, though.
Yeah.
The opening, the credits and all that stuff. How they do the city.
Oh, yeah, the city, like where they live. And
that's cool.
I like it a lot because from a visual perspective, they really did a lot from the Frank Miller Daredevil stories back in the 80s and stuff. And it was just really, It's really powerful. I thought it was really good, and the fight scenes are great.
Oh
Remember
man, the
the-
choreography in that is awesome.
The pirate-looking costume, when they first released those stills, like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
You end up missing that costume when he had to actually put the real one on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
There's, I mean, and there's a scene where they, their trademark hallway fight scene that they do in all the shows.
Mm-hmm.
They do that in this, but together. And it's really good. That's what you've seen. That's what
nice.
you've seen from the trailer. If you've seen it,
Yeah.
it's really good though. And like from the moment, I mean, this doesn't really give anything away, but from the moment like Danny's in there, and then Luke Cage comes in, and then somebody like tries to fire him, and Danny like hides behind Luke, and like Luke's just taking all the bullets, and he comes out and he's just like bam. It's so cool. And then Daredevil has Jessica Jones' scarf on because like he doesn't want to.
I saw that. Yeah,
And
that's
then
cool.
and then she just like takes the elevator up while he's like running up the stairs, and they meet up, and she's like, "You look like an asshole," and he goes, "It's your scarf."
Yeah.
But it's really good.
Okay,
There's a lot of
good,
those
good.
like the dynamic between all the characters is really good. It's just
I'm
like,
excited to see her again. I've
Jessica
missed.
Jones?
I mean, it's been a long time since Jessica
yeah,
Jones.
it's been about a year and a half, I think.
I'm ready to.
I
I'm
got
ready
so
to
much
get
to
back
watch.
into
So I got to
that.
finish Luke Cage, and I got to finish Iron Fist, and then because I really want to see the Defenders. I probably could jump into it because I'll be like, okay, I don't know where everything's going on,
Yeah.
but I love
But like,
what I'm seeing.
yeah, Jessica Jones is really good too.
Yeah, it
like
was
her,
amazing.
I mean, her character in Defenders,
Oh, in Defenders,
works
yeah.
really well because like, she's she starts getting into the whole karate thing because like everybody knows karate now. She's like, am I the only one that doesn't know karate anymore?
Yeah, she's like your real person almost.
Yeah.
And considering that she has powers,
Yeah.
but I mean, the way she acts,
It like takes nothing for her to just push you away. It's like, get out of here.
And she drank a lot on the show, and I remember watching Defenders with my dad. He's like, God, is that all this woman does is drink? And I was
Well,
like,
she did in the first show.
I was like, but he hasn't seen it. So I was
Yeah.
like, have you seen the show,
Yeah.
Jessica Jones? He's like, no. And I was like, well, then you'll understand why.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, me and your mother watched Jessica Jones. Even though you could, because it's like a detective. It's really a cool show.
It's an amazing show.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, Game of Thrones time, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Enjoy.
Well, I cannot wait for tomorrow night.
Why?
So yeah, we got the season finale coming up tomorrow night. Spoilers 3, 2, 1. Everyone's
For the most part.
is going to be meeting in King's Landing.
Yep.
Where many of the characters and honestly, in a few situations, actors
It's where the incest family
will be
lives.
meeting each other for the first time.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, so,
Not like
I mean,
actors in real life, but like the...
No, the actors in real life. There's a few of them that have
Oh,
not
really?
met on the show. Yeah,
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
because there were their scenes were filmed in different
Oh, right.
areas and
Haven't
the
they done
whole
press
deal.
tours together, though?
I don't know.
I think... Because, I mean, they've done Conan.
Some of them were minor characters that they were talking
Oh,
about.
okay, yeah.
But
Because, I mean, they've done Conan and, like, talk shows where
Yeah.
they're all together. But I'm just...
your main like core 7 or whatever,
Yeah,
they've been together a lot. But you've got to, they're all coming together and they're bringing the undead to prove that the White Walkers exist and there's a bigger war than what Cersei wants to have.
For whatever reason, the battle, I think it was like 2-3 episodes ago, where like it's Dothrakis versus
The Lannisters.
the Lannisters.
Yeah.
I thought it couldn't get any more hype than
Yeah.
that episode, and then I watched last week's episode, and I was I've never been more happy to be wrong.
Yeah.
Because like it's like you're watching Magnificent Seven.
Oh, really?
Because it's like 7 core guys that are like teaming up to like, okay, well, nobody else is gonna go fight these White Walkers. Like, we don't have an army. Nobody believes
7
us.
guys.
Nobody believes us. Yeah, 7 guys
Versus thousands.
plus like 2 or 3 extra guys.
2 or 3 extras that we know, or they're the red shirts in Star Trek.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right.
They're like, hey, you guys are gonna die just so that we can show the threat. It's like,
Come with
what'd
me.
you say?
Why?
And one of the guys been around for a lot of seasons.
Yep. He's the guy that brought what's his name back?
yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Jon Snow.
But
No.
he got attacked by a flaming White Walker polar bear,
Yeah.
Oh,
which
like you do.
yeah,
It was sweet.
yeah.
Out for a morning jog.
And that whole episode, it ends up where it looks like all is lost, and as a viewer, you do know what's going to happen because of the way they set it up. but just to watch it happen was phenomenal. You know, Daenerys comes in on her dragon, and the other 2 dragons are in tow, and it's just they just wipe out this whole
Someone
thing.
put that scene to Celine Dion's "Wherever You Are," or "My Heart Will Go On," and as soon as she flies in, it's like, yeah, and she like starts lighting White Walkers.
Good editing on that.
I'm like, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But it reminded me of Battle of the Bastards because there's that point where John's on his own and Mitch is giggling. But John's on his
11.
own, and he's like, well, yeah. In Battle of the Bastards, there's a part where like pretty much the entire army's dead. Like John's army's dead. John's on his own against Ramsay's army, and he's like, well, I'm not gonna fucking run away. So he takes off his sword. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sheath. Takes it off, takes out his sword, just gets ready, and then like the horses are like 30 feet away, and all of a sudden the cavalry arrives on John's side and just takes them all out. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And that's what happened in this episode. Like he's like looking like he's outnumbered by these White Walkers with I think they have 5 guys left, 5 or 6 guys, and he's like, this is it. I mean, I'm not going to get any proof. I'm not. And then the dragons come in. I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool.
Dragons come in. They make their escape on the dragons, with the exception of Jon Snow, who
and Viserion.
Yeah, we have a dragon that died and
the Night King
got zombified. So now there's a
blue eyes white dragon.
Holy shit!
That's good. So it's going to be crazy to see what happens with
the Night King, because I mean
anything, bad dragon.
Anything that dies beyond the wall is what becomes a White Walker, right? Or north of the wall,
right?
But so the Night King throws a ice javelin at the dragon Viserion, and pretty much just like it explodes because like all the fire that it has in its body just like crashes into the ground and sinks into the water, like the frozen water.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're pulling it out by chains. And then Night King touches its head, and then it opens its eyes. Got blue eyes, which is what a White Walker has.
Right.
And I mean, it's
going to get crazy.
There's a Yu-Gi-Oh card that's called Blue Eyes White Dragon. So now there's a meme going everywhere that's like Blue Eyes White Dragon.
But yeah,
that was really sad to watch.
It was, and I was reading, Facebook feed and stuff. People are like, why am I crying over a dragon? But the way they set it up, and the whole thing, and of course Daenerys' reaction to losing one of her children, because she considers those 3 dragons are kids, and
I mean, I've never been that upset about a death in Game of Thrones since the direwolf that they had to kill for Bran. Yeah, like I don't know what it is about animals, even fictional animals, that makes me care more about them than humans.
But yeah, that was it was an awesome episode. But Jon Snow, he tells Daenerys and everybody else that climbed on her dragon to leave, and it's just him, and here come just a crap ton of zombies, and it's go time, and he gets saved. Uncle Benjen, who's also undead. I don't know how he still has control of what he's doing, but he comes through and just,
he's got this like flaming mace. Yeah. He's just taking off White Walker's head, just like swinging it around. And he's just like, boom, boom,
and
boom.
He's saving the day and gives Jon the horse so he can escape and get out of there. And then, of course, all the undead army just comes and overtakes him and kills him. Yeah. And he's been around since season 1, and so it was a lot of stuff happened. And now they're all they captured one of those, they call the White, and they're going to take it to King's Landing to prove to Cersei that this army exists and we have to kill it.
I just remember the Hound, like the zombie or the White Walker's like, alarm, pretty much like setting off the alarm, and then he like tried to cover his mouth, and then he pulled out his, like he thought he bit him or something. He pulled out his tongue. Yeah, because like it froze to his hand. He's like, ah! Like there's a split second where like, I don't know. It was like kind of like this is the end where they have that head on. All the guys are like, oh my god!
Oh man, I'm excited to see the Hound and the Mountain in the same.
I was like, who's officially going to take down the Mountain? Because he's a zombie now too. Yeah. But then I was like, are Brienne and the Hound gonna freaking team up? And
I hope so.
That'd be amazing.
Justice is, and this stuff has not happened yet, but Justice would be the Hound taking out the Mountain and Jaime Lannister killing his sister Cersei.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the help of Brienne of Tarth.
Right.
You guys should live tweet this on our Twitter.
Oh man,
That'd be awesome.
I don't think I would be able to concentrate. I'd just be like, oh my god.
yeah, it would be very difficult.
Just do
for me.
face shots. Like, Now this season's shorter than the other ones.
Yeah, this is 7
next season-
episode, and then next season
will
is
be even
6,
shorter,
I think. Yeah, and they've been 10 typically.
So they haven't had a lot of time for boobs,
Right.
which is fine.
Yeah,
Just dongs.
Push the story forward.
but it's
Sword fights.
and then you have your side story with Arya Stark and
That was
Sansa.
really good too.
You have Arya. I call her Arya Lecter now because of how goddamn creepy she is, and
But you know she's
basically threatening to kill her sister.
but you know the game she's playing, right?
Oh yeah.
So pretty much, so Littlefinger, who is AKA CIA agent from Dark Knight Rises, the guy who you're a big guy, the whole meme going on. But he plays Littlefinger, who was once in love with Catelyn Stark, and pretty much like you're not really sure where his loyalty is, and like if anything, it's to himself.
Yeah.
And to like whoever, he gets what he wants. So now he's like obsessed with Sansa, who is Catelyn's daughter, and she's like 17, 18, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, you would say she's at least at the most early 20s, at the very most.
Yeah. And so then Arya comes back from her journey, and I mean, with all this stuff she's trained in stealth, she's trained to lie under pressure, she's trained to
Basically an assassin, and probably one of the best.
Oh yeah, she's good.
And her sister, Sansa and Arya, the characters, they'd not seen each other since season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
And
pretty powerful.
She was trying to play a game where, and I think it worked because she was trying to see what lies Sansa would believe. So she said stuff like, I remember, when they killed father, you were just standing there, and you go back and she wasn't. She wasn't just standing there. She was being held back, begging them to stop.
Right.
And she said other stuff like, oh, I'll die before I serve a Lannister. And she did serve a Lannister. She already did that. So she's pretty much, and then she said, I'll cut off your face and wear it.
Yeah, basically just saying something like, all I need is your face, because this all started because Sansa found Arya's bag of faces. So, she's been trained in this order where they can like take someone's face, wear it, become that person, for, stealth reasons, for, to be able to come in and kill somebody. And so Sansa figures all that out. Well, not all of that, but she just sees the faces. And so then Arya comes in and poof, Wow.
Well, she's pretty much saying like, I would never, I don't want to harm you.
Right.
But also you can't believe whatever, like, especially Littlefinger. He's one of the biggest snakes in the show.
Total.
You've got to like trust your gut more than you trust him. So if you're getting a bad vibe from him, get the hell out of there. So then she gives him, she gives Sansa, is it cat paw? What's that dagger called?
The dagger, I can't remember, but yeah, it's and the whole thing is, she has a dagger in her hand the whole time, and it's kind of pointed towards Sansa, and at the end she just flips it, hands it to her.
Pretty much just like defend yourself.
Yeah. And to me, after that scene was over, I looked at Jennifer and I was like, I am physically frightened of a fictional character played by an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I can't believe what I just saw, man. She's so creepy. It was great.
It was all around a really good episode. Probably like for me, like top
one of the best,
5
man.
episodes
One
we've ever
of the
gotten.
best.
Has this show ever been nominated for anything? And
It's been nominated. It's
sweet
won.
more than once.
Okay.
This thing it's on fire, and it's and so as we kind of alluded to before we started talking about it, the big uproar and complaint lately is, they're traveling to all these places, and it's just like they can just get there instantly, and this is one of the situations where people are suspending their belief that a zombie can touch the dragon and turn it into a zombie. But we don't want someone traveling too fast to another one of the cities.
Yeah.
Well, even the director did say it kind of does push plausibility of the timeline. But I was also like, they're not going to show us 2 hours of a guy running.
Right. And you know what? No one is saying that this only took me a day to get here either.
Yeah.
You don't have to experience that time in real time. It's so, I mean, to me, it's just ridiculous that people make these stupid arguments.
Is the episodes at all listed like, the next day or time?
Oh, no, they don't do that.
They don't
None
do
of
that.
So yeah, you can interpret.
So it's
it
totally
as,
open for interpretation.
They
Like,
do
it
that
took
in
them
movies
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Someone did an
especially
edit.
westerns. Like
Yeah.
it'll take some time to get to these
Right.
states.
Someone did an edit with Gendry, who like had to run to get the
Yeah.
Raven, but John was like, "You have to run and get the Raven. You're the fastest of us." And then they started the Flash theme and like put the little lightning bolt behind him. So he was like,
Yeah. And I don't remember who I was talking to, but somebody says, how does he even know that he's the fastest? And I'm like, well, they'd been traveling together for weeks. So I'm pretty sure he's going to have some observation where they see that he can move fast. I mean,
Also, if you look at the build of all the guys, he's the lightest.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to like carry around all that extra weight.
yeah, exactly. So it was it was awesome though. I got to tell you, that was tomorrow night will be really tough to top what we just saw. So,
yeah.
But I'm sure they will.
But I mean, the actors have been praising the season finale. They're like, "Oh, nobody's ready for what's going to happen." So
That's tomorrow night. This
yeah,
season finale.
I'm stressed out.
yeah, a little bit. I can't. I'm.
What's the runtime?
This will be the longest episode at around 73 minutes, I believe.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, really? Because last week was about the same.
Yeah, this one will be the longest.
74 minutes.
I'm excited.
I can't remember the run time. I
Right.
just remember them saying that this one would be the longest one. And
That's cool.
That's cool.
Now the whole series itself, does it take place within a few years, or are we just talking 1 year?
It
all
takes
this
a place
happens?
in probably a span of at least a good 10 years.
Oh, okay. So it's
yeah, and
Because I mean, for 7 years they say winter is coming,
right.
but like they live in a world. It's not like our world at all.
Yeah, the
It's like
seasons doesn't come, 4 times a year. It's
so they can say winter is coming for 7 years, and then when it gets there, it lasts for like an entire lifetime, pretty much.
yeah, some people only experience 1-2 tops for winters, and that just because it stays for so long
right.
and the whole thing. But man, it's gonna be sweet.
That's
Wouldn't it be
cool.
funny if like the last episode in the series ever is just like all of a sudden it's a holodeck?
That'd piss everyone off. Oh, it's gonna pull a. Never mind. I can't say it. Steve hasn't seen it yet, but
Just a holodeck recreation of like
Enterprise, you mean?
Enterprise, yeah.
Oh, so you know. Yeah.
I've read about it,
Yeah.
No.
but yeah,
That was fun, Troy. High five.
Yay, we thought of something
Fuck you,
cool.
Enterprise
Yeah,
fans.
Yeah.
Door closes.
yeah, Game of Thrones tomorrow
Sweet.
night.
Yeah,
Sweet.
check it out.
That's
It'd be
great.
That does sound cool.
Awesome. I know. I
You
wish-
should read. It's
behind,
called
I
Too Long Didn't Watch, and it's just like it's just a recap of all the Game of Thrones episodes.
nice.
And they had one for this week, and they pretty much just like make jokes of what like they tell the story, but they still
Yeah.
just like make it all comical. And there was the part where Tormund was like he stopped them, and then like he looked at the line of White Walkers just like walking,
Yeah.
and he just turns around, and he's like, "It's a line of boners," and John's like, "You've got to stop calling them that."
That's great.
But they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really
Nice.
good. I'll try and send a link.
Yeah, dude.
Sweet. Do that. We got to pay some respects to at least 3 actors we lost, and forgive me if I missed any, but Sonny Landham, he played Billy in Predator. He was in 48 Hours, The Warriors, Best of the Best 2.
Yep.
Great
The
actor.
Warriors, like the gang movie.
Yeah, he was a cop in it, I think.
Oh,
But yeah, he was Billy in Predator. He's the one that sacrificed himself, I think,
Yeah.
to... I don't
The Native American character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was he trying to help Arnold or something?
Yeah, basically,
Trap him.
he just kind of knew he was going to die, and he's like, "This is going to be my final stand," and here we go. It's warrior time.
and then
is a great
Arnold, and then
character.
Arnold looked at him and was like, "You're one ugly motherfucker."
yeah,
Or was that later?
That's later.
Oh,
It's later.
but he was a great bit actor
He was,
and
he
character
was.
actor, and he was, especially back in those days, he was great.
Definitely, yeah. He was 76. So Jerry Lewis, was famous for Martin and Lewis, the great comedy duel team. Nutty Professor, the original Nutty Professor, The King of Comedy, which is a Scorsese film in the early 80s, I believe. Still haven't seen it, but that was one of his big movies. And of course, he raised a lot of money for MDA through his telethons. I mean, he really dedicated a lot of his years to those telethons, and that was something to watch growing up. It was something to look forward to, kind of, because, well, when I was a kid, they would televise it around here, and I think they had like stations for MDA, and I actually thought he was at Merlin Mall, like broadcasting. I was like,
In
"Where's
the
Jerry?"
studios,
Yeah,
and, yeah.
Where's Jerry? Yeah,
I do have one question though. Will we ever get to see, now that he's passed away, the movie that he filmed all the way through, but never released, The Day the Clown Cried?
I don't know. It's so controversial. I thought they
was
released
it
it
about?
overseas or something.
It's a movie that's
Dark.
very, very controversial because it's basically taking him as a Jewish clown that was living in Germany at the time and was thrown into concentration camps. So it's like, I wouldn't say it's a dark comedy, but it's not. It's also a drama. It's something that he worked on for 10 years while he was doing Martin and Lewis stuff, and it went through the entire production. Everything went through. They did a showing of it to him, and he shelved it. So I mean, there's been stills, there's been pictures. He's dressed up in clown attire. At the time, they thought it was because it was made in the 60s. It was filmed in the 60s, so at that point it had already been 20 years since World War II.
60s. He directed them and everything. Yeah,
and it's something that he was very passionate about. But nobody knows if it was just a crap movie or if it was just hit too close to home for those who were still around.
That's what it was for the most part.
I mean, it's got to be out there somewhere. Somebody's got to have it. It's just, will we ever get to see it?
I guess it's up to his estate, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, they did a whole bunch of, I was watching a YouTube video. They did an interview about it, and they said it's probably the top 5 shelved movies that people want to see. Regardless of if it's good or bad, I think people just want to see it because now he's gone. And we don't know if it's a comedic. I mean, there have been little snippets of the movie released from time to time, and I don't know. To me, it just fascinates me. Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I know overseas he's been very loved by the French and other countries, and I think maybe they never did. I know they've had screenings for his movies overseas, but like you said, he shelved that, and who knows if it ever get to see the light of day. This is probably something he was just trying for this time, and at that time it was like a little over 20 years, I think, from when it happened, or 30 years. So it's too fresh to.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, the thing of it is, though, is that he's right, because when they were interviewing him about the movie, he said laughter is technically the best medicine. I mean, in the darkest times,
it is.
It gets you through. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's a great talent, and he was 91. So I mean, man, he had a long life. He did a lot of great things. So last person I'd like to talk about is Dick Gregory. He was a actor, comedian, civil rights activist. Had an amazing career. He was one of the first black performers to be allowed in the Playboy Club, and he praised Hefner when they roasted Hef years back. I don't even think he roasted Hef. He just brought it down, brought it to a serious note, and it was great. And recently there's a clip out there of him on Arsenio Hall's show when Arsenio tried to revamp his show years back, and he had a great, interesting story to tell about the Jack Parr show back in the day. How every comedian would go on there, and that would be like their way in to the world, and your career would skyrocket. And he loved Jack Parr. He loved watching the show, and he was so psyched to be on it. And he finally got the invitation, but he was told before the invitation by a friend that they didn't allow black people on the couch, and to his credit, turned down being on the show. And Jack Parr himself called back and wanted to make it right. I think Dick Gregory thought maybe Jack Parr didn't even know this rule. It was maybe a producer's thing, because Jack Parr instantly was like, yeah, you can sit on the couch. And that changed so much for his career and, for the country, really, because when he's on that couch, he was talking about his family and his kids, and white people didn't know black kids were the same as white kids. No, that's how crazy those times were. So it just opened a lot of doors, and, it's a great story. You check that clip out. You just type up Arsenio.
And people don't know the impact of Jack Parr. I don't think either, just because of the time that's gone past, but he was pretty visionary, and that was one example of it right there. But he,
it was a Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Right? Was he before Johnny or?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Steve Allen was before everybody, right? Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good on him, because that had to be tough. I mean, I think he said he cried after he got off the phone because he just, it's like, oh, that's just a seat at the table, and it's like, I can't take it. Yeah. But then thankfully Jack Parr called him back.
Yeah,
so
manned up. It was great.
And he, he was a great man, and he had a lot to say. He's seen some shit. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he was 84. So, long lives on all those guys, and they'll be missed. And yeah, I'd like to thank them for their contributions. I'd like everyone out there to check us out on all social media: Podbean, YouTube, iTunes, also our site fieldofgeeks.com, Stitcher Radio. Steve, you got a great comic blog you want to talk about?
Yeah, well, it's been pretty dusty, but
Okay, you got a lot of,
We all are.
right. Well, and it's hard in the summers, man.
I got to clean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but my daughter's back to college, so now it's back to me just kind of sitting around bored. And so I've got 2 entries. The first one I'm uploading tomorrow before the episode for Game of Thrones, because I want to kind of talk about. I want to see how my, what it looks like after the episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one of those guys that looked at the leaks,
Right,
So I'm, we'll see what happens there. But so I want to put it out there before the episode. So that way, if I need to yell at myself for being wrong about something, I can have some fun with that too. But
Did you see how the last one got leaked?
no,
Episode 6, because that was the last one, right?
oh, wasn't that the one over in India and their cable
HBO
or something?
Spain
Spain.
accidentally released it like on a Wednesday.
Whoops.
Yeah, because they get that stuff early, and it was a total accident. But
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man. Those accidents you don't make. you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Seriously. But yeah, so getting back into that in the swing of things. Summer's tough
Sure.
for the staff at stevescomicblog.com.
There you go.
Had to fire a few people.
You're right. We had to downsize, and we finally got some funding, so we're going to start back up tomorrow.
That's great. So it's stevescomicblog.com, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, everyone check that out. And yeah, we'll be back next week. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
Mitch?
And I'm Joey.
Take care.
Bye.